Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is MaximusBlack.
And Novawar.
And we're bringing you another normal game sent in by the fans at Replays.LifesAGlitchTV at gmail.com. Send in those games.
Absolutely.
Keep them coming. Adam?
Yes.
Hit me up with whatever noise you see fit.
Oh, I'm so happy about these games.
Starting down here in the bottom left position of Daybreak, we have Ion.
Nice.
And starting up top right, we have Spiteful.
Boom!
Winning!
Boom!
Yeah!
Both names!
Woo!
Both names
Woo!
in a single game.
You know?
Killing it.
Oh, yeah.
Well done. All right, so another PvZ. We are getting our fix of Zerg and Protoss this week.
It's a good matchup.
It's my favorite matchup, so
Mine
this is
too.
good. I'm happy. Not only are the games good, but they're my favorite matchup.
Hey,
so.
when we're happy, the fans are happy.
Exactly, or they should be.
You better be.
You better be happy about
Straight
this.
up.
So this is Daybreak, right? Like you were just saying a couple seconds ago.
I was just about to say something in the last cast, and I don't remember what it was.
It was something about a super dick.
Super dick? Really?
That was what I said, and you said, you know what, and then you stopped. Don't ask me what kind of segue you had for super dick.
Alright, just talk. Entertain for a second. I'm trying to remember what it was.
So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that Mr. MaximusBlack played his first game on Daybreak here, like, yesterday.
I did.
On the ladder.
Yeah.
How did that go for you?
I won.
Then it went
was
well.
It was a PVT, and I won.
How are you feeling about this map off of that one game?
I wasn't feeling good because the reason why I got rid of the map in the first place is my season opener, my placement match, I played against Heaven's Light, which is a pro player.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And he
who that
totally owned me. It
Yeah.
was PvZ, and I was just really frustrated because I didn't know. The thing is, when Blizzard releases these new maps on ladder, I'm not a big fan of change, so I get used to specific maps and specific builds and places I need to be on the map and places where I can put my pylons and all this stuff.
You haven't gotten to the point yet where you're just like adapt within the first time.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
So I lost the first game and I was like, this map sucks. And I never really gave it a chance. It was just being a whiny bitch.
Good reaction.
Yeah. So I decided, take my purse off.
Yep.
And learn how to play it. But I've only played this map twice now since.
Looking at it, it seems like it's a relatively balanced map anyway. It doesn't seem like it's favored for any one race necessarily. There are a couple of spots at least open for Zerg to do some swarming. There's not an ample amount of high ground for Terran to abuse to great success, and for Protoss, Warpins, and Cannon Rushes, and so on and so forth, doesn't seem like it's incredibly easy to do too much damage with it that way either. So it seems like, at least for the standard stuff that everybody's looking out for, that it's not a half bad map.
No, it's really not. I don't know what I was complaining about before. I don't know.
The only thing I can see here is that there's a lot of nice open spot for air to harass on this map. There are lots of open spaces next to the...
I mean, I've casted plenty of games where there's a lot of muta harassment on this map and whatnot, but
it hasn't been like crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, for standard games, I mean, it seems relatively balanced.
Now,
so.
this is the correct looking wall that we were hoping for from last game that we casted.
Absolutely. He got a second gateway here. I don't know if that gate was chucked down just because he didn't want those lings to get in whatsoever. Maybe he's going to cancel this and then chuck down his core. Or he might just say, you know what, screw it, it's already down, I'm going to chuck down my core as well. But if he does that, it's going to slow down maybe his pro production just a little bit. No, he's still good, so... Oh, no, he does cancel, so...
All right, there you go.
I was sounding smart for a second.
There you go, and you totally... Okay, that was good. Good job.
Boss.
Good job.
Hey, I'm a Protoss player, so...
Today has been... This match specifically...
Man, LAGTV is just winning today.
Both names in one game?
I feel like we're evolving.
We're evolving into what?
I don't know, into like semi-professional casters.
Semi?
Yeah.
Like semi-pro movie?
Yeah, like that kind of professionalism.
You know, I feel like that's a pretty accurate description of what kind of professionalism we can hold.
That's absolutely the
like Will Ferrell professionalism.
Yeah. MaximusBlack and Novawar in LAGTV casting.
Semi-pro. We don't want to release that this summer though. Way too many good movies.
Man, speaking of good movies, Avengers.
Saw that yesterday.
How was it?
Oh, it's good. I mean, I didn't get to see it because Ben, my cousin Ben, which I went to see it with.
Okay, relax.
I'm seeing it a second time.
Okay, but I'm just you didn't see it. You didn't seem excited enough when I said.
Oh.
1 second.
Okay.
How was it?
Oh!
Awesome.
No,
Yeah,
it was good. No, it was really good. I was quite pleased with it. Dry humor is my favorite type of humor, and that movie had nothing but dry humor.
It was
so that
awesome.
was great. I didn't get to see it in IMAX, but I'm going with Natalie to see it in IMAX.
Okay, cool.
The reason being, Ben is still recovering from concussion in hockey, and we couldn't go to a later movie, which was the only IMAX that we could go to, so we had to see non-3D regular.
Yep.
Which really, if you're seeing 3D in a regular theater, you're doing it wrong anyway.
You're doing it absolutely wrong.
You might as well see it in IMAX.
IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
That or nothing.
There's no other 3D.
No.
I don't care how
That
real.
or 2D.
I don't care how real the real 3D is. It has to be in IMAX for it to work.
Right.
But it was really
But
good.
you enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
That's the main thing.
I won't spoil it for anybody else.
No, we're not going to do any spoilers. No spoilers.
But it was great.
It was awesome.
Very well
It was a
done.
lot funnier than I thought it was going to be.
It's that dry humor.
Yep. I loved it.
It's that dry humor.
So, back to the game here. We do have a Roach Warren just finishing up here for Spiteful. The Evo Chamber is going down. Layer Tech is on its way. We still only have 2 gases. Actually, we do have a third being finished now. So we know that there's not going to be anything major, like no mutas or anything like that. He is getting that layer, so there could be a little bit of extra tech coming down shortly, maybe some infestors. But muta-wise, unless he chucks down a couple more extractors, I don't think we're going to see that
anytime soon.
For a little bit.
It looks like Spiteful just sent in its just prior to mid-game scouting overlord into the main base here of Ion, going to see what's going down here, and that is exactly what we got. 3 warp gates and or 3 gateways, and is that a Twilight Capsule that's also in that grouping?
Yep.
Yes, it is. So he's going to be able to see all that. That's great scouting information out of that overlord, and it may or may not fall to a couple of units here on the first warp cycle. And it also looks like at the top of the map we're seeing a warp prism come across here for Ion, going into the base. Oh,
very
there it is.
nice.
So
I like this.
we have a Zealot, a Stalker, and 2 sentries. Going to obviously try and block up all the holes in the mineral line here and try and get as many drone kills as possible out of this. And there it is. There are the 2. There's the 3. And
very
yes.
nice force fields.
Yes.
And these Zealots are going to get some kills, or this Zealot and
One
Stalker.
Zealot and Stalker, great.
Very nice. Look at that. 12 drone kills right there.
Beautiful.
And
Absolutely
gets
gorgeous.
up and gets out.
Get
I'm
in
loving
there
it.
and get out in one piece. And there it goes. The Queen now just going to start attacking, and he's going to be okay.
Yeah, no, he's going. That was success.
That was about as successful as you could possibly hope for, really.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate because Spiteful just built some roaches, and they were working their way down here. So he really had nothing in the base.
Nothing to protect against that. A couple of spore crawlers going up now, which you know what? 3 spore crawlers, maybe a bit overkill.
Yeah, he's paranoid. I like it.
But he's a little paranoid, but that's exactly what Ion would have been hoping for here, and I'm waiting for Ion to start building up a couple units and pushing up for maybe securing a 3rd after that successful harass. I'm waiting to see what tech path he's going for. He does have an Immortal on the field. I'm assuming we're going to see giraffes somewhere. Do we have that? Do we have, no, he's got Immortals continuing to be pumped out, so
essentially,
he's comfortable for now.
Yeah, well, what Ion's planning on doing here is he's going to be doing a 2-base. Now, I don't want to say all in, but it's
incredibly aggressive.
It is. I mean, if he builds anything more than 3 Immortals, he's basically going all in, because he's got the 8 gates, so there's 7 plus 1 is 8. The only thing is he doesn't have a pylon in the area, so unless he uses this warp prism for his pylon, essentially, he's kind of going to be a little bit behind. The more time he gives Spiteful, the worse it's going to get. Spiteful is on 3 base. He did do 12 drone kills, but look at this, still 61 to 50. The probes have been cut now for Ion, so this is really he's putting all of his cards here into +2 8 gate, 3 Immortal.
It's a timing attack. It is a timing attack.
Absolutely. 110% it's a timing attack.
So, and really what he's doing is just he's attacking at the time where Immortals are still useful, because there's a unit limit on the enemy side here for Zerg where roaches will overwhelm no matter how many Immortals you have. They're just not useful anymore. And so he has to be able to attack before that happens, and you know what? By the looks of the food count, he's already missed his window.
Oh yeah, no, he's missed it a long time ago, because here comes Spiteful, and Spite is he's working his way down with quite a bit of roaches here. There is a lot of sentries, so
good choke.
He's got a lot of energy, but the problem is he's inside the base here. He's going to lose. He could possibly lose his forge and his core, which is going to slow down the attack even more, unless he gets off some force fields here. No.
I don't think he canceled that either.
So he got rid of the upgrade, and it's also find it a little weird that he went +1 and +1 armor. Was +2 going there?
Yeah, +2 was the attack, and it
Ah,
got killed. He didn't. I don't think he managed
huge.
to cancel, but that's a huge attack for the Zerg, and it was almost done too. Massive attack here. That basically renders these Immortals useless. He's going to have to tech switch out of that immediately and move into Colossi, or he's going to get ruined. But he did miss his window by quite a significant margin there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
the Zerg was
lost is level 2, which is going to make this attack
pretty much useless. But he has to do something.
Well, he does, and you know what? He can win this, but it is going to have to be the most godlike force fields that one has ever seen. He's got plenty of energy.
We're talking grubby hexa force fields on these.
Oh, we're talking serious ass freaking force fields.
Yeah.
But also, if Spiteful is on his way down and he can get some sentries down here and block this from coming in, this might be the window in which he can get completely lucky and actually take this game.
Yeah, no, I don't know if he actually has any. I'm not seeing anything in production there, and he's going to be walking into the front door here, and those mini roaches are going to be able to work their way in. He's not warping in any sentries at all, and he's just warping in stalkers instead. No, all 8 gates taken up by stalkers, so he's going to have to wait for a fresh warp on that one, in which case he is now in a base race scenario with 193 supply worth of roaches as he does race up to the other side. The food count swiftly going down here for Ion as many probes fall down to Spiteful's roach attack. And it looks like, for all intents and purposes, this is pretty much going to go to Spiteful here.
Oh, absolutely. Look at this. He's making the right moves. He's dropping down a couple of more hatches, so in case this stuff does get killed, he's still going to stay alive for as long as possible, or at least until he can kill off all of the structures. And unfortunately, there's the War Prism picking up some probes, so that's very smart of him. That War Prism is a hero, getting those 12 kills earlier, or at least transferring those units to do that, staying alive the entire time, and now is going to be transferring those probes out. In the meantime, Ion is working this base pretty hard. It is a case of the base race, and this is a lot of sentries, so if he can manage to kill what's in here, get himself in a good position, and protect these probes or structures that he's building, he might be able to pull us out of his ass.
It's going to be pure luck. It is, and it's going to be very close. I mean, the Protoss doesn't have the fastest army in the world right now, and Spiteful being off creep, even with roach speed, is not going to be moving at epic speeds either. But he does have lots and lots of minerals kicking around. He's at 3,300 versus 1,200 for the Protoss, and the Protoss is basically just building pylons and any other random structure that they can toss down. Basically everywhere he can. And it looks like he's going to put a probe up here to build another pylon.
Ion's gonna win
next to it, and this is going to be, if it does come down to a unit battle, and at that point, yeah, it looks like Ion is going to be able to take it, because just sheer the amount of immortals now in comparison to the amount of roaches is definitely within the grasp of Ion.
Not only that, look at this choke. You know, if he comes up here and he gets forced and he loses half of these units at a time, that's going to make this 10 times worse. And not only that, he's got blink stalkers here, so he can blink down, take maybe, a little pack of stalkers blink here and there, and start picking off structures. He's also got probes in here. He's got 1,100 minerals, so once this creep finally dies, he's going to be able to build a nexus. I know there's not a lot of minerals in here, but it's going to be enough to
float him for a bit.
Exactly. And unfortunately, Spiteful's sitting on a crap ton of minerals and doesn't have any drones to really do a whole lot, although he can start droning up now. So I really think Ion should try and start poking around a little bit with these stalkers, but he has to be careful, because if he gets caught off guard and he loses, 4 or 5 stalkers here and there, could cost him the game.
Yeah, so right now we're looking at Ion actually building his Nexus, not waiting for the creep to dissipate, and so he's going to have the Nexus there for some long-range mining. There does seem to be maybe twice as much minerals in there as the Nexus costs, so he's going to be able to squeak out a bit of mineral gain from this position. I would have just waited for the creep to dissipate, but at the same time, I guess he's probably got something in mind. He is heavily supply blocked versus the Zerg, who is not, which means that although the Zerg is behind in tech and units, he is going to be able to continue producing some units faster than his Protoss counterpart, and certainly with the amount of resource differential here, that's going to be huge. But if they do engage head-to-head, it's still going to be insanely difficult for Spiteful to come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, just no.
Oh no,
it's just not happening. It's just not happening.
Oh no,
he can just A-move this.
Oh dear.
No, why are you going after the freaking hatch there? There you go. Yeah, dead.
Oh dear. No, that's a unfortunate situation there for Spiteful. There's not a chance with the amount of immortals and stalkers, especially blink stalkers here on the field, he's going to be able to do much about that.
Nice blink.
And he does blink in to finish them off and save as many units as possible. And it seems like that's going to be pretty much it. I don't think he's got anything else he can really work with. There are some more roaches left on the field, but I don't think that's enough to be able to get him through this.
He's going after these pylons, bro.
Oh, he's skipping out on everything, and he's just going right for pylons.
He skipped Oh, but look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
He's got a
no.
Warp Prism filled with probes, and he can just drop them, build a pylon, drop them, build a pylon. Oh, this is going to be close. He needs to drop it and build.
He needs to drop and build.
Did.
Okay, he did. So he
Roach
does
is
have
already
another
on
one
that.
down.
That pylon does go down. This is going to be extremely close, folks. And no, it's not. Game over.
No.
No.
There's still a spawning pool.
Okay.
And there's still drones on the map. He needs to be moving around.
What are you
and building
doing, you
some stuff.
fool?
Drop it now!
Oh my God! No! Oh my God! You so stupid idiot! Oh my!
Wow!
He just lost the game.
I think what he was doing was, I don't know if he was hoping to build a Nexus somewhere with the 400 remaining versus a pylon to keep in it, but oh, that hurts. While that attack was happening at the with all the roaches, half of the roach army, the other half of the roach army was killing the Nexus and everything else back up at the top corner, and down goes Ion.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It was a weird turn of events because Ion was behind because it took so long to get out there with that timing attack. He lost his +2.
Yep.
There was the Zerg was maxed.
Yeah.
And a max Zerg and fighting at the Zerg's base on creep probably would have been death for him if he didn't get up those excellent force fields that way, like those grubby like force fields. But he got like a ridiculous window of opportunity when Spiteful decided to go attack, and he was pushing out at the same time, which allowed him to do that base race. Spiteful didn't back off, so then he suddenly got the advantage because of the Warp Prism and the unit composition that he had remaining.
Yeah.
And then, boom, this happened. He still lost.
And he still ends up losing, unfortunately. That's brutal. That hurts. It hurts a little bit. It hurts bad. But it was a good, solid game by both gentlemen. So, again, on a hot streak this week for games so far.
Yeah, we are smoking hot.
No complaints today.
Smoking hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the On Fire LAGTV. We'll be seeing you guys soon.
Peace.